The story of Ana in the Bible. Find out who Ana was, Samuel's mother. Hannah's story in the Bible is truly moving, marked by challenges, unshakable faith, and the blessing of becoming the mother of the prophet Samuel. Imagine a scenario of rivalry, anguish, and the promise of a divine miracle. It is in this context that we meet Ana, a woman whose journey goes far beyond the pain of sterility. Not only did she face her trials with courage, but her story is intertwined with the birth of one of the Bible's most important prophets. The story of Hannah in the Bible is recorded in the first book of Samuel in the Old Testament. Although she is still mentioned very briefly in the biblical account, she still became one of the most remembered women in the entire Bible. The name Hannah means grace, benevolence, or favor. Throughout this video, we will explore the highs and lows of Anna's life, from her tears to her indescribable joys. We will see how her silent prayers echoed in the halls of the tabernacle, gaining the attention of the Almighty. This is a gripping story, full of twists and turns, profound lessons, and, of course, divine intervention. Who was Ana? Hannah was the wife of Elkanah, a man of Ramathaim-Zophim, of the mountain of Ephraim, son of Jeraham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zuph, an Ephrathite, a God-fearing man, descended from the line of Kohath, although he was not a priest. However, Elkanah faced the challenge of having two wives, Hannah and Penina. If we pay close attention to history, the way the Bible refers to Penina as the other, we will understand that Hannah was Elkanah's first wife. While Hannah was sterile, Penina was fertile, which resulted in constant tension in the home. This practice of bigamy, even though it was not approved by God, was common in Old Testament times. Even in the Bible, there is not a single example of a home that practiced this type of custom and did not generate relationship conflicts. If we look at history, we will see the example of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, and the family of Elkanah, Ana, and Penina. It is very clear in the Bible that this practice has always been followed by many. Family problems. The rivalry between Ana and Penina, intensified by Anna's sterility, creates a cauldron of emotions and challenges. In the midst of this turmoil, Elkanah, the husband who tried, with all his affection, to console Ana in her darkest hours. A story of love, compassion, and perseverance that goes beyond the pages of the Bible. Some scholars believe that perhaps Elkanah had married a second wife precisely because his beloved wife Hannah was barren, and if this is true, then his marriage to Penina had a basic purpose of generating children in the family, which leads to this family disagreement, for example, of what happened to Jacob's family. The biblical text takes us to the moment when Elkanah's family traveled annually to Shiloh, the place where the tabernacle houses the presence of the Lord, to fulfill his offering ritual. On this journey, Elkanah gave portions to Penina and her children, that is, an offering proportional to the size of the family, but to Ana, he gave an excellent part out of love, despite the Lord having closed his womb. However, Penina constantly provoked Hannah, causing her great anguish. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, the other irritated her. That's why she cried and didn't eat. 1 Samuel 1 verse 7. The Bible does not highlight how long Hannah had been suffering from this. The text says that from year to year, which leads us to believe that counting the children of Penina given to Elkanah, this took place over 8 years. In the midst of this situation, Elkanah addresses Ana. Ana, why are you crying? And why don't you eat? And why is your heart bad? Am I not better to you than 10 children? 1 Samuel 1 verse 8. The crucial point of the story occurs when, on one of these occasions in Shiloh, everyone gathered at the table, and after eating and drinking, Ana is not content with just following the rituals. Driven by deep anguish, she makes a courageous decision. Ana heads to the most sacred place, the tabernacle, for a direct encounter with God. Her tears reveal the intensity of her pain, and her silent words echo in the sacred corridors. Ana in the tabernacle in bitterness of soul prays fervently to the Lord. In her prayer, she makes a significant vow, promising to dedicate her son to the Lord for his entire life, without a razor touching his head, suggesting a possible Nazirite vow.
Lord of the army, if you look kindly on the affliction of your servant, and remember me, and do not forget your servant, but give to your servant a male child, I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and I will not leave him on his head. Will pass a razor.
1 Samuel 1 verse 11. As Hannah prayed with moving lips, Eli, the high priest, watched her. How long will you be drunk? Take your wine away from you. 1 Samuel 1 verse 14. Ana then replied,
No, my lord, I am a woman of troubled spirit. Neither wine nor strong drink have I drunk, but I have poured out my soul before the Lord. Therefore do not consider your servant a daughter of Belial, For of the multitude of my cares and of my grief I have spoken until now.
1 Samuel 1 verses 15 and 16. Initially, he mistook her for an intoxicated woman, but upon understanding her sincerity of anguish, he blessed her. Eli's blessing is a culmination. He, realizing Anna's true state, encourages her to go in peace, sealing her words with a divine blessing. The divine promise is thrust upon Hannah, and she leaves with a lighter burden, a promise that would reverberate for generations. After this interaction, Ana went, ate, and her face was no longer that of a sad woman, but rather a happy woman, who by faith had already seen her request to God fulfilled. Elkanah and her family returned to Ramah. Their routine life is waiting for them, but now Ana, unlike other times, finds herself with a calm soul, free from bitterness and waiting for the fulfillment of the ban that was pronounced on her. Elkanah, fulfilling the role of husband, lay down with his beloved wife and had sex, and the Lord remembered Hannah, and she conceived a son whom he named Samuel. The Lord's response is majestic and in its perfect time. Imagine Anna's indescribable joy when she realized that the miracle she had longed for had come true. Samuel, the fruit of faith and commitment, is conceived. The next year, when Elkanah went up to Shiloh again, Hannah did not go, as she was in the breastfeeding period, and then she revealed to Elkanah the vow she had made, that when she weaned the child she would hand him over to service in the tabernacle. Ana, a woman of her word, fulfills her vow to the Lord. She commits Samuel to service in the temple, entrusting her precious son to the care of the high priest Eli. This is not just a story of faith fulfilled, but an act of total surrender to divine purpose. When Samuel was still a child, Hannah handed him over to the tabernacle in Eli's care, thus fulfilling the vow made to the Lord.
Ah, my Lord, may your soul live, my Lord, I am that woman who was here with you, to pray to the Lord. For this boy I prayed, and the Lord granted my request, which I had made to him. Therefore I also committed him to the Lord all the days he lived, for he was asked of the Lord. And he worshipped the Lord there.
1 Samuel 1 verses 26 to 28. Samuel is not just an answer to Hannah's prayers, he becomes a catalyst for divine will. His journey exemplifies the power of maternal dedication, the importance of keeping promises to the Lord, and, above all, the crucial role he would play in leading the people of Israel. Samuel became a notable prophet, known in history for anointing Saul and David as the first kings of Israel. Ana, after fulfilling her promise, bursts into a song of thanksgiving, a hymn of praise that resonates in the corridors of biblical history. Imagine Ana, now a fulfilled mother, raising her voice in worship of the Lord. Her song is not just an act of gratitude, but a profound expression of recognition of divine greatness. Each word echoes as a tribute to the faithfulness of the Lord, a God who transformed his tears into joy, his barrenness into fruitfulness. At the heart of this song, Hannah proclaims the holiness, power, and sovereignty of God. Her worship goes beyond personal blessings, becoming a testimony to the majesty of the Creator. Each verse reveals the depth of his faith and understanding of divine sovereignty over human life. Ana recognizes the grace, power, and sovereignty of God. This song is deeply significant because, in it, Ana expresses her adoration of the Lord, recognizing the importance of the God who takes and gives life. What makes this song even more fascinating is the subtle connection that Ana establishes with the future. Amidst the praises, she prophesies about God's anointed, a Messiah who will play a fundamental role in divine promises. This is a remarkable glimpse into Hannah's prophetic understanding, connecting her personal story to the grand narrative of God's redemptive plan. Ana, after the birth of Samuel, had 5 more children. Thus, Hannah's story in the Bible is not just about her struggle for motherhood, but also about her persevering faith, her fulfillment of her vows to the Lord, and her role in creating one of Israel's great leaders. Anna's story, told through this inspiring hymn, reveals not only a devoted mother, but a woman who understands the sacred role of her journey in the divine tapestry. Anna's story, a story that took us from tears to joy, from anguish to the realization of divine promises. What we witness here is more than a biblical narrative. It is an odyssey of faith, perseverance, and, above all, God's unwavering faithfulness. Ana, a woman who faced seemingly insurmountable challenges, saw her pleas transformed into joy. From the nights of tears to the sunrises of motherhood, each step of this journey resonates as a testimony of grace and divine intervention. As we look back, we learn valuable lessons from this story. The first is the importance of faith even in the most difficult circumstances. Ana did not give up, but persisted in her search for God, trusting that He would hear her pleas. The second lesson is about fulfilling God's promises in perfect timing, a truth that Hannah experienced in her own life. If this story touched your heart, if the lessons learned resonate in your soul, I invite you to share this video. Let us spread the inspiration, faith, and beauty of this biblical narrative so that it reaches more hearts thirsty for hope. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more uplifting content as we explore fascinating stories from the Bible. And, of course, leave your comments below. I want to hear your reflections, your personal experiences, and the lessons you learned from Anna's story. I thank each and every one of you for joining us on this journey. Your interactions, shares, and support mean the world to us. See you in the next video, where we will continue to explore the riches of God's Word. Stay with God and see you soon.